All right, so last week, he tried to cripple Shelton Benjamin, and then he tried to cripple me. Okay, I see how it is. Wait.
I'm glad to see you guys have recovered from last week, but I've got some bad news, champ.
Oh, goody. What? What now, bitch? Come on.
To get a certain rival of yours to sign with Raw, I had to promise him at least one title match of his choosing.
And he chose mine.
He wants your title in an ultimate submission match at Backlash.
Good God, not this.
Whoa. An ultimate submission match? That's a tough one. Better dust off some submission moves, or you'll have to wrestle the whole match without tapping out at all. You retain the championship in a draw or disqualification.
Worry about the ultimate submission title match later. You've got your challenger and his buddy in a tornado tag team match tonight.
Yeah, this is some pretty standard starter shit right here. Now, what is an ultimate submission match? It's like an Iron Man match, but the decisions only apply towards submissions. What is an Iron Man match? An Iron Man match in its original form, like common standard form, is a 1 hour match where any number of falls, or not falls, decisions can be determined. Knockout, ring out, pin, disqualification, all that shit racks up until the hour is over. For the video game, you actually can set it to an hour, but for storylines and just for time's sake and convenience sake, it's reduced to 30 minutes. An ultimate submission match, it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's either going to be an hour or 30 minutes where both of you are pretty much just trying to get a submission over on the other. The one with the most at the end, the one with the most decisions by the end of the time limit is the winner. So, fortunately, because I'm Chris Jericho, I actually have a freaking submission move. I've got the Walls of Jericho, his own modified Boston Crab, and then just that standard Boston Crab, and a few other submissions in my repertoire. Now, if I was somebody else, like say John Cena, at this point in his career, I wouldn't really have any real submission holds. Well, in terms of the video game, he does. Everybody has a subset of submission moves. I'll show it off when I actually create a wrestler later. But you have 4 different sets of grapples that you can do. Like power grapples, signature grapples. I think like the third one can be custom. It can be like whatever kind of subset that you want it to be. Because there's like a whole subset of different types of grapples, each with their own power level. Yes, they actually have power levels. The power grapples are like the hardest ones. Your signature moves are stuff like, say, Matt Hardy's Side Effect or Triple H's Spine Buster. Or that roll through fireman's carry that Jericho has. Yeah, stuff like that. But down in circle are your submissions. They've been your submissions, well, as far as I know, as far back as Here Comes the Pain, and they applied towards this game as well. Eventually, they stopped letting them be just submissions. They allow you to then customize it so that then you can have any four grapple types of your choosing. So some of you who probably haven't actually played wrestling would probably be wondering, what the hell is going on? Why are all 4 of us in the ring right now? This is a tornado tag match. A tornado tag match is pretty much just as its name implies, pure effing chaos, because everybody's in the ring. There is no tagging now. It's 2-on-2, and you can pretty much attack anybody that you want. You can actually go for one particular target, or you can actually go for the other man that your partner's not working on. Either way, it allows for some fast double teams and some pretty sporadic action. It's very schizophrenic. See, here's that chop battle crap that I was talking about. So it's kind of odd now because it's not giving me the cinematic. It's just we're doing it in the middle of the match. Unfortunately, the heads-up display itself is already kind of big and in the way, because then that indicator pops up, that meter pops up, and it really stands out. And it covers up the other end of the action.
I can't believe the amount of punishment he's taking in this match. He'd better start dishing some out if he wants to hang on to any
see,
hope
I've got
of winning.
submission moves. Yeah, so attacking your opponent can actually stop them from doing a submission or a pin, and that can actually save the match if if it really comes down to it. So it's pretty much just executing a strike. Now everybody has their own different set of punch and kicks that they can do. You can actually go into the create mode and actually go in and modify established wrestlers' movesets so that they can have stuff that isn't usually there. So yeah, I can pretty much give there's a specific kind of power bomb in this game that actually allows you to, when you're executing the lift, you'll heft them up higher, and instead of actually slamming them down, you're actually going to throw them, and they'll fly. This move actually saved me during the freaking Royal Rumble. It made the Rumble a piece of freaking cake, because you can actually throw your opponent out of the freaking ring. You don't have to whip them towards the ropes and then grapple them and then have to mash a whole bunch of buttons like you're doing when you're executing your submission in order to empty their meter so that you can dump them out. Instead, it bypasses all that and allows you to throw that sucker clear out the ring. This is actually useful for something else that'll happen in story mode later on. I.e. the Royal Rumble or some other elimination contest if the circumstances call for it. See, at this point, yeah, he's in the yellow, so I'm not gonna make him tap, obviously. He got the pin on his partner. That's what I was talking about. Their collision detection is absolutely all over the place. God, man, just check that out. That's all right. That's all right. Chucked Rhino's ass right out the ring. What? Okay, and now here I am still kind of... See, now what I should have actually explained 2 parts ago is that it's been a long time since I even played this game. The very first SmackDown versus Raw. Let alone any of the rest of the series, because I've had so many other games to play since then. So, and also the combat system changed dramatically with the 2008 game. So it's kind of weird, as TV tropes calls it, damn you muscle memory, because now I'm so used to having to wrestle that way and hold down R1 and use the right analog stick in order to grab my opponent for a grapple. That now I'm kind of thrown off because everything changed. They switched it out so that square is now your strike and X is your interact button. I'm like, what the hell kind of change is this? And it was only for that one game, because then 2009 kind of changed back. Fortunately, they do have the option to allow you to switch.
The man beast with the gore.
Oh God!
What impact!
Damn it, JR! Don't interrupt. All right, so somebody is definitely getting hit with a submission now. I can pretty much take them all out. I love that kick from Shelton Benjamin. That is like one of the most messed up things. Oh God, not this. Not this. That's nasty. Not nasty like the stink face nasty, but that still hurts. Shelton, keep him distracted while I set him up. Get him. There we go.
Yes, Jericho's got the walls of Jericho locked in.
And now while he's on the ground having a spaz attack, damn it, he's still not down.
3.
Damn it. Sheldon, see, now that's also one of those other interesting old school tag team matches, which they still do in Lucha Libre, where in order to win a tag team match, both partners actually have to get a pinfall simultaneously. But that doesn't apply here.
That's a preview of Backlash, JR. It's going to be out of sight. We are guaranteed to have a wild night this Sunday at Backlash.
Oh, God, no. And I'm looking at my timer here. This is only like 10 minutes and 38 seconds of a 30-minute and 43-second video. So, yeah, here we are at Backlash. This is going to be a 30-minute damn match. Yeah, our first pay-per-view, guys. I'm going to be editing the hell out of this for time's sake because I don't feel like going through a 30-minute match or a 20-minute match or however long that they're going to make me go through it. And with an ultimate submission match, you can't even get out of the ring. With an Iron Man match, you can and beat the shit out of your opponent with like a sledgehammer or a steel chair or something. It'll get you a few disqualifications, but it'll actually soften up your opponent, allowing you to easily get some pinfalls or submissions later on in the match. It's worth it. And they've even done this on the show. Well, they've actually done this during matches for real. Oh, and here's this neat little thing. Because I am a champion, and this is a championship feud, when we get to the pay-per-view, we get these little vignettes. And I am going to sound such a broken record when we get to parts 5 and onward. Because I'm already, I went out of my way to explain them in the event that I forgot to explain it here now. Why? Because I recorded parts 1 through 4 early before I actually recorded parts 5 through 17 in like the middle of June. So yeah, now you have a frame of reference. These were recorded in like May, like the beginning of May, and then it wasn't until like a month and a half later that I went back and finished the first scenario. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you live on pay-per-view, the WWE Backlash. We've got a lot of great matches tonight, JR, but none of them tops the Ultimate Submission title match. We are guaranteed to see some impressive mat wrestling, that's for sure, King. I can't wait.
Throat's getting a little dry, so I had to get up and go get some water during that little bit of intermission. Why? Because, God, this is going to be like a whole other 17 minutes. I don't feel like it. Who is this Conan O'Brien looking dude? Don't care. Does not matter. He's not here with the company anymore. Hell, he left by, like, post-JBL. When's post-JBL? When John Cena became WWE champion for the first time. That's post-JBL. Yeah, so I'm going to be making a lot of wrestling. We're going to be making a lot of wrestling history trivia things as this goes on. I'm going to stop the recording on part 3 because I thought I was recording over part 3. Thank God that I have everything labeled and identified because that would have screwed me over. I would have ended up, having to go back and do it all over again. I thought, oh man, I'm on part 4. I'm now on part 4. We're on part 3. We're at Backlash. We're about to enter an ultimate submission match for the Intercontinental Championship. And this is going to be a pain in the butt. Why? Because I'm going to have to wear down Triple H first. Excuse me. Ah, man.
Welcome to the
I guess I'm still
brand of
digesting.
sports
We went to a Chinese
entertainment
buffet
in the world.
earlier.
Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
Although that was like hours ago.
Tonight,
I'll be
JR,
fine
these
now.
thousands of fans
I shouldn't
here in the arena
have
and the
like
millions watching at home
got hiccups or anything, but as you can see, yeah, oh snap, it's 15 minutes here. Shoot, during Here Comes the Pain, it was 30. And back in SmackDown 2, I had to face Dean Malenko in a freaking Iron Man match. And God, that actually was an hour. Seriously, you could not stop. You could not, like, pause. Well, you could pause, but what I meant to say was you can't pause and save, you know, some crap like that. So instead, just beat the heck out of him. You could try and do submissions, but that's just wasting time. Just actually fight him, you know, pretty much do power moves, you know, and get him up, you know, strip the turnbuckles, throw him into that, you know, and just use all sorts of heavy hits. And that'll pretty much weaken him. That'll, you know, get him in the orange, because that's what you want him to be. And by the time you really get him there, you know, in 15 minutes, because it's Triple H, and this is on normal difficulty, mind you. I mean, there's a hard mode and a legend mode, you know, legend difficulty. That'll actually make them harder. You know, that'll make them hit harder, counter more often, you know, stuff like that. See, I'm trying to get him out the ring. I'm just demonstrating that you can't throw your opponent out of the ring for this. No, whatever, you know, you don't have access to foreign objects here. You pretty much have to use your environment to your advantage. So, yeah.
You've got to wonder what's going through the minds
Stay on him. See, compared to later games, you don't have a stamina system. So you can actually keep pressing your opponent and doing the same damn thing over and over again. See, that's that instant replay crap that I was talking about. Yeah, just stay on him. Keep it going. Hell, like this, you can actually do this, and it's a no disqualification match. Also, for some reason, title matches in this mode, in this game, are no disqualification. Not every single title match has been like that. You know, in real life. No, if they actually, I mean, you know, no, there have been disqualifications. And there have been some really stupid disqualifications too. Like a guy ran in on I don't know if he was his partner or what. I think it was a tag team match. Guy had in a submission hold. You know, his opponent had a submission hold in. Guy ran in, broke up the hold. The referee disqualified him. I'm like, what? How? They did that earlier in the match and you didn't disqualify him. Why now?
He's cocky for sure, King, but his toning might come
Don't
back to
bitch
haunt
chop
him.
me. And then he does it again. See, these are those damn chops. I was going to call it an arm bar, but that's not an arm bar. I know what an arm bar looks like. Now look at the rear naked choke slam right here. Not choke slam, but choke slam. That's what I mean. Why? Because a choke slam is a completely different move.
These superstars are so unpredictable. This match
Damn
will
it.
go on another 30
Wait,
seconds.
I wasn't on the
30 minutes.
ground. Dude, see, the damn collision detection. It allows him to actually get in a move without... Seriously, this can lead to some real funny stuff when you're playing with a friend or if you're playing with a stupid computer-controlled opponent. Oh, God, I gotta talk for like another 12 minutes. Shit. Yeah, so I guess I could switch topics right quick. Jericho and Triple H have wrestled before in the past. I'm pretty sure a lot of my subscribers are actually younger, so they wouldn't actually have been around during all of that. You know, during the 90s, during the Attitude Era, during that period just before WCW and ECW went out. And then they were written off as the Alliance, facing off against the WWF. But yeah, back when it was called the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. Then, you know, they unified. Excuse me. Well, not necessarily unified. You could consider it that, given the initials WWE. You know, but that's not what it means. But instead, yeah. You know, I mean, good God, we saw a lot of people come and go because of this. I mean, you know, it's just we had to let some people go, and we just had some amazing wrestlers as time went on. I mean, even now, you have wrestling dynasties carry on. Seriously, the whole Hart Foundation, you know, man, yeah, they have come and gone, but their kids and the kids that they've trained have pretty much come up and have proven themselves. I.e., look at the Hart Dynasty, and then of course you had the Legacy, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase Jr., and Cody Rhodes.
What are they going to do next? I don't know if there's
hell,
going to be
Cody
anything
Rhodes,
left of these guys by the time
the
they're
brother
done.
of former WWE superstar Goldust. Both of them are the sons of Dusty Rhodes. So it was amazing to actually see all these new kids come in, but at the same time, you can see a lot of the people that you saw as a kid growing up watching this stuff go out. You can see
Never
that,
in a million years
now Booker
did I
T's in a
expect a
managerial
match like
position.
this.
Oh crap, Triple H is now, working as an executive, / part-time wrestler. Vince McMahon barely gets in the ring anymore. Shane McMahon definitely stopped getting in the ring. He knew exactly when to freaking quit. The Rock actually went on to have an acting career, and then came back.
It's not how you play the game.
I was surprised when I heard this. He came back and wrestled against John Cena. He feuded with this dude. And then, apparently, he had his supposed last match, considering that he got injured. Oops. Yeah, dude, you're getting too old for this shit now. More than half of you probably already know what I'm talking about, both past and present. But still, I like talking about it, and I have so much of it that I could talk about because, I've been a wrestling fan since I was 3 years old. I'm practically 24 now. Hell, by the time this goes up, I probably will be 24.
He's got it locked in.
So here we go. I think this will be a first submission. There we go. That's another 7.5 minutes. I can actually manage to get him to tap out again. Why? No stamina system. I can actually go for that move again. What do you keep talking about by a stamina system, Van? Well, what do I mean? If you do a heavy move, it takes off a lot of your stamina. It's pretty much just the ability to move. You get sluggish after a while. The more damage you take, the less stamina that you're going to have, and the slower it's going to recover. You do light moves, it kind of goes down a little bit. Running around will bring it down. And then of course, doing heavy, exhausting lifts and throws and all sorts of holds, and that wears you down. That makes it hard to just continue to press your opponent, and that's what actually made the combat more realistic in the later games. There goes the slam, delayed vertical suplex like a mug. There you go. Come on, get him up. So this is actually running concurrent with Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Oddly enough, I should have actually done this with Budokai Tenkaichi, so that then I could actually play them pretty much as I got the games.
These guys have done their homework.
Although I don't think that I got Tenkaichi until after this. I got both of one game from each when they were released, pretty much at the exact same time. So Tenkaichi with SmackDown vs. Raw 06, Tenkaichi 2 with 07, and Tenkaichi 3 with 2008. So this game I got during 2004. During holiday season of 2004. This is when Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out. That's how old this game is. My sister was, trying to get into San Andreas. I just wanted to play the shit out of this because, I played the hell out of Here Comes the Pain. I was like, how is this going to be? There we go. Second submission. Neck break.
It's not how you play the game, JR.
Yeah, that's right. Flip him over. Go back in for seconds. Okay, never mind. That was bad. I'm sorry. That came from a commercial that I heard on San Andreas. God, it's so terrible. All right, so I can go for another submission now. See? It's just that easy because he's in the red. I'm in the orange. I always thought that was also red. Not necessarily. Now flip over. There's no rope breaks here, so screw you and take the damn. Oh well, apparently there is because he has the ability to reach the rope now. Well, screw you, buddy, because you ain't gonna get it. See, you really thought that you could actually win an ultimate submission match against Chris Jericho? Please. Now, granted, like I said, Triple H has his own submission set in this game and in real life. I said earlier, he adopted the figure four leg lock after his time with Ric Flair.
I've never seen this kind of intensity in a match, JR.
So, yeah. And here we go with these damn chops again. This leaves me open for a pedigree. Fortunately, oh God, not that. Whoa. Really? Really? That's the kind of suplex that you're going for. Here, take this running backbreaker. Dumbass. Let's do it again. Flip him over.
In all my years in sports entertainment, I've never
Wish I could snap him like a twig or a toothpick, but then that wouldn't work. I mean, then that would be bad, and I'd have to go to jail or I don't know, something. I don't know. Don't they have insurance policies and crap? See, now this is actually an arm submission. Unfortunately, his arm health is very, very good, so I can't really do much of anything. See, now that's usually the thing. The arms and legs will be like the last thing anybody will actually work on, unless, of course, their finisher actually happens to work on the arm or the legs. And barely anybody actually has a move that works on the arms. If anything, you're usually doing arm bars and locks in order to kind of restrain them to set up for another move. Like, look at this. This is jumping arm breaker right here. Yeah. What am I aiming at the referee for? What?
Never seen superstars with more.
But at this point, I can pretty much lollygag. I can pretty much just drag this crap out and make him wait. I can run the clock out if I wanted to now. So here we go, putting him in that again. You know what? F you. 1, 2, 3. Seriously, why is there even a freaking rope break now then? If there's no disqualification, so that you can actually get a legitimate pin. I mean, a legitimate submission without anybody questioning it. It doesn't seem dirty because, well, there you go. I love that move. And then I love running into my opponent like that too. So, there we go. I could probably squeeze out 2 more submissions. See, look how skinny that escape option is now. Yeah, the greater the damage. Yeah, and see, it's real easy to get submissions in this game. Seriously, very exploitable. I'll whip him in there. Get him. Let's finish this with the walls of Jericho. Come on. Ow. Stop that. I hate when that happens because sometimes I can't tell if I'm the one that actually got the, if I'm the one who initiated the grapple.
Superstars can keep it up.
I don't know. Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about, that arm health. What? See, I forgot that I could actually do the whip into the kick. Circle, then X. That would have actually allowed me to go on ahead and set up for the walls right there and then. So, I'm gonna... Yeah, Jericho doesn't exactly have that kind of kick. Oh, and then of course this, and then boom, get him on the walls. And the way that I'm going to flip him over, he shouldn't actually be right there on the ropes. Although the way his arm is positioned, all he has to do is just move his arm over. But now for some reason we move like electric football guys, and then we start turning for some odd reason, and boom, there we go. I busted him open. That's what happens when you put your opponent's health, your opponent's head health in the red, and then you actually hit him with a hard strike that's actually classified as being able to cause bloodshed. But it's pretty much over now. I wanted to get in the walls one more time before time is up. It's symbolic. Even with the time going out, I still won. But look at it. 7-0. I actually managed to take him down pretty freaking good. And dear God, me being the type to ramble on and on and on about wrestling and history and shit.
That was one for the
Wow, I
ages.
did it.
These two warriors fought to the very brink of human endurance.
Wow, I gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen a championship match like that before.
And I don't know if we ever will again, King. Good Lord, what a war.
That was very, very brief. See, now with these later games, they started making it very, very short. They started making the career mode more focused on like at least 5 guys, and then their storylines will be condensed to pretty much Road to WrestleMania, i.e., the Royal Rumble and like the 2 to 3 months after that. So, yeah, very short. I prefer these.